International Master Minh here again in my channel and here in a Speedrun account. And thank you Michiko for that huge 1000 bits. So here we are going to play a 10-minute game in Rapid. So along the game I will try my best to explain through the opening stuff, through some moves in the middle game, or simply show you how I think and my process of finding a move in the game. Obviously, I will still try my best to answer every questions. At the same time, I will try my best to, ask you some nice question in the game too. So let's start right away, right? I'm going to play randomly in the field. So let's start inviting right away and go. Boom. Okay, here the game today I get is the guy against the guy from Mexico, I think. Roberto 112 d4. This time play d4. I played e4 last time, I believe. This time let's play d4. Okay, I don't know, but I believe that he see my account and he simply about the game. But okay. okay. This game. Sometimes look at this account. It is so clear, right? It's so clear, I believe. Another one, you see, right? Very fast. I think this account is so clear, right? Look at my account, people will think that, okay, this account is like sandbagging, I don't know. Just like that. Okay, got another guy here. Checkmate, Mike. Let's do d4. Please don't abort. My f6. Let's play c4 as well. Let's see what happened here. I'm going to play the main line, I believe. c4. h6. This move actually is useful later, I can tell you that. Since it prevents white to play bishop g5, at the same time it can open up the flight square for the king later. But it's not really useful in the move 2, since in the opening a very common rules is trying to get the center and activate the pieces, right? So this move actually in the opening is a bit waste of tempo and should not be played right now. This is a useful move, but not now. That's it. Knight c3. I will simply try to ignore that and develop my pieces. e6. This is obviously a good one. If you play is this here earlier, this can be coming the Nimzovich or maybe the Queen's Indian, I don't know. e6. e4. I will try to get a center right away by e4. One thing I always believe is correct is that in the opening, get the center and trying to expand, always a good stuff, and it gives you I think an easier play later in the game. I want to push this pawn f4, I believe. That is not a bad idea, but that is also very risky, since it created a lot of holes behind the pawns. So it may be easy to go wrong, I believe. d5, okay? This may be a good move, since he wants to challenge my center right away. One thing here I can try to tell you, whenever you see this d5 move, is to play cd5, this one. Take here first, and then you take back up the e pawn, right? And you play e5 later, yes. Choosing the knight away, also obtaining a lot of squares and a lot of space as well. So whenever you meet this kind of d5 stuff, this one, e5 is always a good stuff to play. That's it. Now the question is, where can the knight run? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe, right? But on these squares, I think e4 is the only best square, only good square for him. Okay, knight s7. It can be seen clearly that it is so passive, right? What do you think the knight is going to do here? I don't think it is doing much thing. That's why now I can simply trying to developing here, ignoring his bad ideas and trying to focus on my development. Bishop d3. This diagonal is a good idea and trying to attack here later, right? This is not like analyzing viewers game. This is my game, but this is like play in my rapid account. I will try my best to come maybe to 2100 probably. 9g5. Okay. He trying to maneuver the knight here. I don't know what it can go through. But you know, once again, as I mentioned earlier, this is not a good idea. In the opening, don't spend, you know, like more than 1 or 2 moves at one pieces, I believe. He just spent like 3 moves here with the knight, and he ignored own kind of other pieces, and I don't think that is a good plan at all. F4. Maybe a bad move, I don't know, but should be an easy one. F4 here, not only you can, like, you know, strengthen the center, but also you can gain a lot of space. Wow. You can play, I mean, like, I want to play knight f3, but I don't want to treat the knight. That's why I play f4 and then play knight f3 later. I got a very strong center, right? And next time f5 can be very, very nice. You know, if you play knight e4, I can simply take that and bishop here, and I'm fine with that for sure. The knight just moved like 4 times in a row. The square is not that weak since he can't be able to invade that. Knight e4, I take with the knight. Take here, I take with the bishop, and then I'm free piece up. a6. He spent 4 moves in the opening with the knight, and then he spent some other bad move with the pawn as well. Castles. You can see now that we simply finished the development, right? And now we can start with our attack. Okay, knight c6. He developed another knight here. So can you guys tell me why did he play knight c6? And what can we do now for white? I will try and give you guys like 30 seconds to 1 minute per move and per questions to answers. Here you have 2 different options. I mean, you can try and play something very brutal, or you can play safe. I think you can see it clearly that the idea of this move is trying to put pressure on the pawn on d4. You see that? So now if you feel that, you know, the pawn on d4 is needed defense, you can simply like play knight 2 as someone in the chat mentioned, or simply bishop e3, this one, to defend the pawn right away. Bishop e3, I mean, bishop e4 is a bad move for sure. Bishop e4, drop a piece. Bishop e3, I mean, is a very safe move actually. I strongly believe that that should be like the easiest move. But you know, to punish for the fact that he simply did ignore the development, and the king is here, I will try and play something more brutal, f5. The thing is that this king is very, very weak here, and he didn't like develop anything. That's why I'm going for the attack right away. Although I agree with that, bishop e3 here is very good, to be honest. And now, no, I mean, like, the thing is that if you play bishop e3 here, right, bishop here, you can play f5 later to open up the bishop here. Also, you can try to move the bishop into some other diagonal later as well. But now, queen a4, he can play knight c6. But now I play e6. My idea is simple. His king is here, and I have somehow finished my development. Time to open up everything. Right? When we have finished development, I'm like, easy. Opening up everything is something that makes sense a lot. Time to rip open his king and eight, opening up everything and trying to, get a pieces into the attack. F6 here is bad for sure. We can play queen h5 and queen f7, and obviously our queen get in, right, and the king is in serious trouble. Rook e1 is a okay, I mean, he played the exact thing I mentioned earlier. Well, f6, I don't know. I mean, the thing about f6 is that not only he can play like g6 here to block a thing, but also he can try to block the e5 with this one, and he can try to like temporarily close the position. But now this is brutal, and this is over, I believe. It's over now. King e7 forcing. I mean, there will be plenty of ways to finish the game, but I believe I will try and go for the simplest option. Queen f7. Bishop f4. Always develop with tempo, guys. Always develop with tempo. A very, very good advices. I can tell you that. Forcing, I believe. Here or here, he can have two different choices. But okay, whatever it is, it's still a bad thing. Okay, guys. Now another question. If you're white, how do you want to continue the attack? I will let you guys decide it. Yes, a very simple move here is rook a c1. Get the rook a1, which is not doing anything, right? Get to the game by get to the c file, and obviously it's so strong. King b6. He run right here. And now, guys, what is a very simple combination here? A very simple combination here to win the game right away. You can play plenty of things here. Plenty of things. I can tell you, like knight e4, obviously it's very strong. But here you can have a very nice combination to win material. Also a very strong attack. Bishop c7. You draw the queen c7, right? In the way of the rook on c1, the queen here, and knight d5 as well. So now you get a fork here, and with a queen, and the attack still goes on, right? So now it just like completely over. He resigned. Ouch. He resigned right away though. I'm sorry Mike. I'm sorry Mike, but this is actually very brutal, to be honest. You know, he just like spent a lot of tempo with the knight, and that is not a way to play actually. Normally, you don't really want to, develop pieces like plenty of times like that. Let's try and come back to the game again and try to answer your questions. Feel free to ask me anything you want to ask. Sure? So let's go back to the game here again. d4, knight f6, c4, a6. As I mentioned earlier, this is a very useful move later, but not now. I don't think so. I think I need to go now, I believe. I will try to explain all the things about this game, and then I will try to get things later. I don't know. Actually, I think I am not as good as Dania in terms of explaining things like this. But I will still try my best to explain everything. As I mentioned earlier, so my dream is to be a commentator, right? I will try my best to explain things and get better next time. Knight c3, developing the knight and looking for the center here. Yes, obviously, if you play like e6, this one, and now we got Nimzo Indian for sure. this way, into Indian, but he played a6, which is actually pretty rare. I think you just want to defend against this pin, right? I think this kind of pin is kind of annoying for people at this level, I believe. c3, e6, e4, d5. d5 is a pretty good move, but you just make it bad. I don't know. Takes and e5. Every time you see this kind of thing on d5, pushing here is a very good thing for white. You can gain the space, you can try to pick the knight away, you can try to push the pawn with tempo. Plenty of good stuff. Knight here. You know, he can play knight e4. I strongly believe knight e4 is the best choice here for him. You know, I think it's simple. Not only you can try to at least get a center, but also this can even trick white into something here. For instance, f3 here allow queen h4, and actually now white is in trouble. e5 first is also pretty good. This can also transpose, like knight here and cd5, right? This can also transpose a bit though, but I think this first is like slightly better. Here knight e5. If you play knight e4, I will plan play bishop d3, this one. Activate the bishop and attacking the knight too. Let's move maybe knight e2, castles, and then maybe f3, f4 later. But he played knight e7, which sadly is very unfortunate and very passive, right? Bishop d3. This diagonal is very pleasant for the bishop. You can see, right? Bishop d3. Knight g5. A sad news for him is that he just spent a lot of time for the knight. And basically, that means nothing at all. Knight f3. He needs to play something like c5 here for sure. You know, he needs to fight for the center, and at least make the knight here seems to be good. I think I will try to react with something like knight e2 or castles here right away. So this one and f5 later. In the game, he played a6. I think he's just worried about like knight b5, I don't know. Or I believe that. I am pretty sure, guys, that he got some very bad memories with this kind of pin. That's why he always play like a6 or a6 earlier to defend against bishop b5 and bishop g5 respectively. He must have some bad memories about this one. But now f5, you know, Shiko, I mean, like this one is very good for sure. You are going to develop the pieces, defend a pawn, and f5 later. Your bishop here won't be, you know, blocked. This is f5 later, and you can open up this one later as well, right? And in the game, f5 here, takes, and e6. This is just very brutal. He's in huge trouble here. I can tell you that it is not easy to defend here for him. I can tell you that the engine here loves to play knight e6, which is the only move to survive here. Other move simply give him a +5 position for white. In the game he play here, which is obviously a very bad move. King here, queen f7, and e6. And guys, I mean in the game I play something which is still pretty, I mean like, gentle. Guys, a final question here in the game. Do white have a very nice combination here? A small and strong combination here to finish the game right away at this point. A very nice one. Simple and decisive. In the game, I play this one here, which obviously is also really winning. But okay, Crazy Man is correct. e7. e7. This is like the move here to open up the queen to d5. and attacking the queen as well. And the end may be like queen e7 and boom. In mate. Bye-bye. Just like that, right? Just like that. Which obviously is very nice for sure. Very nice indeed. You know, obviously, you know, if you just spend on the move with the knight, with the pawns, and doesn't ready for the development, things should be like this. In the game, I play something easier for him, something more gentle, obviously, but still for him enough. Things is not easy anymore. Okay, so this game, you know, one general rules I want to tell you about this game is like, don't try to spend a lot of moves in the opening with one piece only. Trying to finish your development, spend on the center if you got a chance, and try to, you know, open up his king right away if he doesn't develop properly. That's it. Okay, any questions and anything you want to ask about the game? Hopefully you understand my explanation. I don't know if I'm so good at that, but I will try my best to explain things for you guys, and I will try my best to make sure you can understand my explanation, and you can feel something is more clear about this sport actually. I don't think I can. Actually, she is like shouting now. She's like shouting actually. It's like lunchtime my time, and she always want me to be in time for lunch actually. Okay, I don't think there's any questions, so I think time to stop recording. Hopefully you enjoy my explanation, and that's it. See you in next videos.